Up goes the ball, the first jump ball, and the Hawks win it. Here we go. Final 48 minutes of basketball here at the home court stadium, the North Shore Event Center. This is a tough Hawks team. Tons of experience. Mueller in the middle from Wisconsin puts up the first shot, and he's going to be fouled. I believe Inosa picks up foul number 1.
Very methodical side, the Wollongong side. They look to go inside, they move the ball around, they set good screens for their outside men. They try to drop the ball inside. That time they got it inside to Mueller, and big Yona Inosa caused the foul.
Mueller averaging 10 points. He shoots just under 60% from the free throw line, so perhaps down the stretch a good guy to foul if things get tough and tense.
Well, the last time they played, the Breakers got Mueller in foul trouble. He made that second shot there. 2-0 to the Breakers.
Paul Hinati starting at point guard for the Breakers. Phil Jones at the shooting guard spot. Pauda Winatana has earned a start here in the penultimate game. Jones takes it straight to the hole. Nifty little left-handed drive.
Great job by Phil Jones there. Straight around Darnell Mee, one of the best defensive players in the league.
Opening moments here. Tough, tight defense is going to be the feature of this game, particularly in the first half. Both teams want to establish a bit of dominance. Number 33, Ben Knight, who plays for the Saints during the regular NBL, makes his first jumper. 4-2 lead, Wollongong Hawks. 23 wins, 7 losses on the season going against the Breakers. 12 wins and 19 losses. Hey, Chappelle.
Didn't look like missing Mike. Mike Chappelle, straight up, beautiful three-point shot.
Mee in the corner, pushed out of bounds almost, and he manages to save it by throwing it high to Saville. Saville is just a pure player.
Yeah, Bob, Saville will go to his right-hand side every time and look to score off the glass. That's his trademark shot. Going to the right side, shooting off the glass. That time the ball didn't go in.
Glenn Saville, one of the steadiest players in the league. Reminds me a little bit of Andrew Gaze. He plays very well without the ball. That is, he moves without the ball, gets in a shooting position, collects a pass, and then can either do something with it or put it straight up. He knows on the baseline going against Mueller. A couple of big bodies there, and a pushing foul against Mueller, number 52.
There's going to be a real battle down below with Mueller and Inosa. Two big guys like to bang one another. It'll be interesting to see whether the referees take control of the game early inside the paint.
Well, the referees will just check them for you. Ken Coulson, Stan Baddock, and Alan Gooden. Very confident trio of referees controlling the match tonight. Jones from the corner. The ball's on the floor. Winatana, second effort, gets the 2.
Great hustle on the offensive boards by Pauda Winatana. Kept the ball alive, scored the easy 2 points inside.
Offensive board leads to an easy 2 points. Compliments of Pauda Winatana. Breakers up by 3, 7-4. Fadeaway jump shot doesn't go down. Ball is knocked out of bounds. The Hawks will inbound it. Darnell Mee, number 13. They have 7 players, Brendan, averaging in double figures. That's pretty tough to set up a defense to counteract.
Very tough, Bob. Ben Knight there on the baseline. Nice 10-foot jump shot.
Knight turns night into day. 7-6 the scoreline. Chappelle floating on the baseline, gets his own rebound. And finally knocks it out of bounds. Good second effort from Chappelle.
Great first step from Mike Chappelle. Not too many players in the league can stop Mike off that first dribble going to the hole.
He's turned into one of the premier players in the league. He slashes off the dribble, comes in from the 45 like a train, a runaway train, but is so smooth when he releases the ball. Chappelle the Gazelle. 9:27 left in the first period. A rowdy crowd here packing out the North Shore Event Center. Mee's in trouble, saves it. Matt Campbell misses his first shot. The three-point expert for the Hawks, and Saville takes it inside and draws a foul.
Saville's looking every time he's using the shot fake, then he's going to the hole. He's not looking for the outside shot. Here he is going. Enosa puts a body on him. Phil Jones comes across. I think that foul was on Yona Enosa.
Well, you saw him. Super Sav on the line. Glenn Saville. He's shooting just under 80% from the stripe. That's pretty good over the course of a whole season.
Very complete player, Glenn Saville. 15.7 points a game, and he's averaging 8 or 9. He leads the team in rebounding.
Well, the commentator's curse put him off on a second shot. It's a 7-0 ball game. Chappelle finds Enosa, who shoots a rare jump shot from out around the free throw line. Probably shot selection there, not exactly what the team would want, but Enosa felt it, just didn't drop. Saville kicks it out to Ben Knight, who's 3 from 3.
Saville's getting penetration. That's how Ben Knight's getting the wide open jump shot on the baseline. Mike's going to have to step up on that.
Henry going against Saville, looking underneath for Enosa, who comes up, sets a block, and Mueller picks up his second foul, coming across to cut off the drive.
Great penetration from Paulie Henare. Tried to drive in the paint. He drew Mueller across. He sucked the foul. Good work.
Into the game, Axel Dench replacing Mueller. Now, when you've got a guy like Dench, 2.11 meters tall, replacing 2.06, you're not giving away much in height, and Dench is a very, very experienced campaigner, Brendan.
Well, the last time Dench played here, he hurt the Breakers. He can shoot the outside shot. His three-point shot is probably better than his inside game.
Yeah, Dench is one of the three-point shooters on this team. He's taken over 100 shots from the three-point line, and he's hit 43% of them. 5 against the Breakers. Phil Jones shows you how it's done.
It's trademarked Phil Jones from the three-point line. They can't leave him open.
Jones looking a little steadier the last couple of times out. Dench gets the rebound, little right-handed hook, doesn't go down. He gets another rebound and brings it out. 2 offensive boards. The Breakers have got to cover the glass. And a third offensive board after 2 missed shots leads to 2 points.
It's a real simple part of the game, boxing out. Wollongong side getting in there, like you said, Bob, 4 offensive rebounds. Need to put a body on somebody and then go get the rebound.
Paul Henare misses. And Pauda Winatana, the only rebounder under their contesting that offensive board for the Breakers, giving away tons of height. The Hawks by 1, 10-11 with 7 minutes left to go in the first period. Ben Knight misses his first shot from the floor tonight. 3 of 4. Chappelle, guarded by Campbell, behind the back dribble. Couldn't get free, so has to give it up. There's 10 on the shot clock. Inside it goes Enosa. Marching Dench to the hoop, puts up the shot, and Winatana trying to control the ball, just couldn't hang on to it.
Great work from Polder once again, trying to keep the ball alive. Yona's inside, he's getting inside, he's got to turn around, put a shot fake up, get a body on him, and then finish softly.
He's doing the right thing. He's trying to put fouls on the big guys. He's got Mueller on the bench already. Mueller with 2 fouls. Underneath, Knight takes a nice pass from Darnell May and converts an easy 2. So 6:15 left to go in the first period. We got a timeout taken by the Breakers, who are now trailing by 3, 13-10.
Get off to a great start. Omega-3's good for your heart. Heart-wise with Omega-3 is low in fat too, with a full milk taste you love.
Relive the battles and adventures of the Fellowship with this tabletop strategy game. Lord of the Rings, Battle Games in Middle-earth, out now with your first gaming guide, paints, paintbrush, and 12 Goblin Warriors for $5.95.
Frank Arcego very happy with his team last week. But I have to say, in the loss to the Sydney Kings, Brendan, 120 to 104, no team in this league can be said to have played a good game by giving up 120 points. They looked offensively better than they have for a long time, but defensively, you just can't give up that many points. Here's one of the things the Breakers are more and more reliant on, the Reefton kids' threes. And it's good he started with one tonight. Jones now on the bench. He's been replaced by Aaron Olson. And it's good to see Dylan Boucher back in the game. Have you spoken to Dylan about his health? Is he really up to scratch, Brendan?
Well, he's feeling a lot better, but obviously his legs will be a little bit heavy, not playing and having that flu. Blake
Truslove, one of the most improved players for the Breakers. Nice pass inside. Chappelle gets it and nets it.
Here's the pass from Blake Truslove. Nice finish. Seville fouling Mike Chappelle. He gets the 2 points and one shot. That's great play by Mike. He used his screen, cut off the baseline. It was a great pass from Blake.
It was, and a good heads-up play from Blake Truslove. And right away, Dylan Boucher getting his hand to the ball, causing the Hawks a little bit of trouble here. They have to bring 2 men back, and now it leads to a turnover because Ben Knight didn't watch where his feet were, and Stan Baddock caught his big toe on the line.
That's what Dylan Boucher brings to this Breakers side.
Well, a little heads-up play for the Breakers. Force a mistake from the Hawks, and Chappelle punishes him.
I told you, Bob, one-on-one, I don't think there's anybody that can stop Mike Chappelle in the league.
Well, you have to admit, it'd be a bit of a nightmare being given the assignment to try to keep Chappelle out of double figures. Be a tough night. Hey, out around the three-point line, super save.
Darnell Mee, penetrate down the middle. Finds Glenn Seville for the three-point shot. We've got to stop the penetration.
Well, there's an old saying, defensively, never let your man penetrate down the middle. And inside goes Dylan Boucher. He's called for taking steps. You can see the reaction on his face. Spikes the ball back to the referee. Turnover goes the Hawks' way. Hawks by 1, 5:23 left to play in the first period. One last shake of the head from Boucher, and he's back into the game. Matt Campbell takes it to the hoop, doesn't go down, and Chappelle picks the ball off the floor. Little one-on-one basketball. No, Olsen guarded by Mee. Truslove backing in against Dench. In he goes. Bump, bump, off the glass. It's there.
Great play by Blake Truslove. Had Dench on his back, backed him in, scored the 2, and the foul. That was a great play.
Here's this for non-contact sport. Bump, crash, bump, smash, 2 points, and on the line to shoot the 3.
It was good. He initiated the contact with Dench. As soon as he had Dench on his back, he turned around, went straight up. Dench could do nothing, straight to the hole. Dench had to foul.
Well, we call it the destruction zone, that painted part of the floor. That's where most of the body contact happens. The big guys try to establish a little bit of dominance in there. Damon Lowry, number 8 at point guard now. Very quick, very crafty little point guard. He hurt the Breakers in the loss here last time. Dench misreads the offense. The pass goes astray, and the Breakers get the turnover. They lead by 1, and Aaron Olson's shot doesn't fall. These teams shoot pretty similarly. 45% on the year for the Hawks, 43 for the Breakers. Paul Henare gives it out to Boucher, who couldn't make the gimme putt.
Well, Dylan created that on the defensive end. He's been Knight again going to the hole. Nice finish.
Knight put his body on the line, went straight to the glass and knocked it down, and Darnell Mee's going to be called for a foul. He's all over Aaron Olson like a rash.
was interesting. Let's go back a couple of plays. Dylan Boucher made the steal. Folianari drove down the middle of the court, sucked the players in on the defense, dropped off to Dylan Boucher. He missed the easy layup.
It sometimes happens. A player coming in gets such a good pass, and it's such an open path to the basket, they're almost a little bit incredulous.
We've all done it before, Bob.
We have indeed. Aaron Olson makes the 2 free throws, and it's a 1-point lead. Breakers. Lowry quickly over halfway. Weaving his way through the blue shirts there, and he's fouled, and it's going to be against number 22, I believe, Aaron Olson. If we look at the fouls the teams commit, the Breakers committing more fouls per game on average, 24 versus 21 for the Hawks. And that means if that continues tonight, the Hawks will get more free throws and actually shoot a little bit better from the charity stripe as well. Darnell Mee fadeaway. Jones back in the game, grabs the rebound. Steal, Mee looks ahead. Good pass, and he finds number 24, Troy Pylon.
A key thing for basketballers, you should run through the ball like the netballers do. That time Dylan Boucher didn't, and they got a steal.
Turnaround jump shot from Truslove. Ball short, it's called an air ball. From the top of the key, Darnell Mee, unconscious.
That's a great shot from Darnell. The last 3 times he's come down the court, he's drove into the middle of the hole. That time he pulled up for the 3.
Well, Olson being bumped outside by Damon Lowry, playing good man-to-man defense against him. Phil Jones, little fake baseline jumpers there.
Nice shot fake from Phil there. Got Darnell Mee off his feet. 1 step to his right-hand side. Finished off the night's 2-point shot.
Now Lowry caught Aaron Olson off balance, cut inside of him. Olson couldn't stay away from him, committed his 2nd foul. It's good heads-up play from Damon Lowry. You got to give him a little plaudit right here. Crossover dribble, boom.
Yeah, Aaron was trying to fight over the screen there and just getting caught.
Mee goes left on Phil Jones, and Jones bumps him with a body. He picks up the foul, and the fouls now coming in bunches against the Breakers.
Well, it's pretty tough. Darnell Mee can, like I said before, he can shoot the 3, he can drive, he looks to assist his other teammates and get them open, so he's got a wide number of things he can do.
A little bit of a danger time here for the Breakers. Only 2 points down, but Mee is on the line. He could shove this to a 4-point lead. And more importantly, the Breakers are picking up quite a few fouls. Jones and Olson, 2 of their key perimeter shooters, are on 2 fouls each. 4-point spread. Half-court pressure from the Hawks. Pylon comes up, gets a piece of the ball, knocks it out of bounds, and the Breakers weren't prepared for that half-court trap.
Wollongong trying to speed the game up a little bit, make the Breakers think about what they're doing offensively. As you can see, Folianari's been subbed back into the game, the little general at the top of the key.
Adewinatana has replaced Phil Jones, and Blake Truslove is off. Terrell Cameron into the ball game. Enosa, the big guy. Good steal out front, Troy Pylon, and he slips down on the floor. Once again, we're having problems with the floor. We hope that doesn't continue. Pylon just lost his footing, comes up, and Terrell Cameron, I believe, is going to be called for an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see on the replay. The reaction from Pero there. I think Pero thought, here we go. Aaron passes the ball to Pero, comes in, Pero throws his hands. I don't know about that one, Bob.
Well, you have to say there is a question mark over it. Cameron caught the pass at just the time Pylon came rushing up to him, stuck his face right close to his elbow, and Terrell looked like he was taking the ball to pass to the left. He picks up an unsportsmanlike foul. That's 2 shots to the Hawks and possession at halfway.
Here it is again.
RC goes livid.
He comes across. Ooh. He did foul Pero. Pero reacted by pushing his hands forward.
So the first foul is on Pylon. Pero shoots the 2.
That'll be an interesting thing to be talked about maybe at the end of the game.
Now, the 2 shots on the unsportsmanlike foul after Pylon's foul. So Pylon misses the first. He's an honest player. The second to come, 25-22 the scoreline. He makes 1 of 2, and the Hawks will get possession at halfway. Interesting call. And it just shows you the tension in the game here. A must game for the Breakers. And believe me, the Hawks don't want to get the confidence wobbles this late in the season. Me out front. Paul Hanati sticking to him like super glue. Pylon takes a nice pass, goes straight to the hoop and makes the 2.
That was tough. Perry tried to help out over the screen, but I think he went a little bit too high. Pylon scores the easy 2 points. Larry, nice pass.
This is going to be a very physical game. If the Breakers want to stay with the Hawks, they can't give up 100 points or more. They've got to play tough defense. And underneath, Winnetana just couldn't get the pass from Paul Hanate.
The Breakers need to settle down. They've been down the court the last 2 times and haven't scored.
Crucial part of the game for them, Brendan. 1 minute, 19 seconds to play. The lead is 6 points, the largest of the night for the Hawks. They have possession. Dench goes to the hoop, misses the layup. Outlet pass goes to Winnetana, who runs into the referee. It's tripping on the referee. Unsportsmanlike foul on Alan Gooden. How's that one?
So we're going to call the foul on the referee here. Perry Cameron gets the rebound, looks for the outlet, finds Polder. He catches the referee's foot. Foul on the referee.
Well, you got to see the humor in this. If you're proud of Winnetana, you don't, but probably 4,500 other people see it.
Well, I'll keep the foul count for the referees. It's 3 on him.
Okay. And the referees can say how many they get in the game, not just 6. Could be multiples of 6. Okay. 28-22, 1 minute, 6 seconds. Matt Campbell comes back into the game for Pylon.
Key position, this one, Bob.
Sorry, Glenn Saville. It is a key possession, Brendan. 6-point deficit. Paul Hanate launches a 3, hits the back of the ring. And the Hawks pull it down. At point guard number 5 is Adam Kapoor for the Hawks. 45 seconds and counting down. Damon Lowry kicks it out to Dench. 3-point attempt. It goes way up the top of the board. That's usually called out of bounds, but no whistle. Paul Hanate wants to bring it over halfway. He's double teamed. He gets it over, beats 2 men, kicks it out. Winnetana to Cameron. Aaron Olsen doesn't go down, but big offensive board from Perro Cameron with 15 seconds on the board. Now they can retain possession the rest of the way here. Time ticking away. 10 seconds. 8 seconds. Cameron gives it off. Winnetana. Paul Hanate. Jump shot. Perro gets the offensive board. Fires one last hope shot. So at the end of 12 minutes of play, it's a 28-22 lead to the Wollongong Hawks. Game. And Stacy, welcome. Good to see you here. Breakers into the second period of play. Down by 6. Truslov going against Dench. Chappelle
That was a tough shot from Mike. Glenn Saville had a hand up in his face. I thought he actually fouled him.
Saville gives the ball off to Dench. You got to say, Chappelle's shot is like Chavelle's regal.
Full concentration right through, people flying at him. Great follow-through on his shot. Darnell Mee taking advantage of Paul Henare, the smaller player.
Yep, Darnell, 32 years old, ex-Denver Nugget, knows what to do with the ball. Lots of moves, lots of savvy. Truslove puts it on the floor against Dench, makes a good move to the hoop and powers it in.
Good basketball from Blake.
Yeah, Truslove's really come on the last few weeks. And underneath, we got a pushing foul. Ben Knight going against Boucher.
And that was a 3-second call there, Bob. He was camping in there for just a little bit too long.
Well, from Boucher's reaction, I thought he'd sort of sucked Ben Knight into fouling him. 3-second call. Phil Jones. He's got a one-on-one against Ben Knight from long way out. Mee underneath. Ben Knight. Oh, yes! Take that!
Go pick your ball up out in the 15th row of the car park.
I tell you, Chappelle went up, read the brand name on that basketball and said, I don't like it. Let's use another one.
Get that out of here.
Ooh,
no one comes into the Chappelle house.
No way. Kids aren't allowed in the living room. Get out. Anyway, Ben Knight on the line. Misses the first. In the gold zone erupts.
He's still thinking about where his ball is.
Knight already with 12 points, the game's leading scorer. Chappelle has 11. 4-point lead, 31-27, 10.5 minutes to play in the first half. Very, very appreciative crowd. Phil Jones on the glass. It doesn't drop, but he draws the foul. 32. And the foul is on number 32. Pick it up. It's Matt Campbell.
It's Phil here. Got Matt Campbell taking him to the hole. Foul on Matt. Nearly finishes it and one.
Yeah, Matt Campbell did a good job defensively, but just at the end, he couldn't resist reaching into the cookie jar. Had the lid slammed on his hand.
Phil Jones has got that look in his eyes tonight, Bob.
Oh, I hope you're right, Brendan. As a former three-point expert, you should know. 31-29, 2 points to lead now to the Wollongong Hawks. The lead's second-place team, Matt Campbell, from a long way out. Whoa.
Bad communication defensively there. Matt Campbell left wide open.
That's Campbell's first 3 points of the ball game. Boucher having a real battle with Darnell Mee. Little fake, tries to get him off his Truslove. It's on the floor. He gets it outside to Jones. Fading left-hand shot, air ball. Had to put it up. There was only 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. Phil was calling for the foul then. Darnell Mee playing at the point guard now. He'll look to penetrate or post Paul Henare up. The mismatch there.
Saville, what a nifty pass to Ben Knight, who went up and tried to jam it through the hoop and just missed it. Throw it into the crowd.
Ben Knight was looking for the foul then. Pretty unlucky not to get the foul called on Blake Truslove.
Well, that gives the ball over to the Breakers. 34-29. Breakers staying with the Hawks in the early stages here. They can't afford to get too far behind. Remember, the Hawks are a notoriously weaker second half team, and they have given up big leads in the third and fourth periods, and a foul reaching in is going to be on number 32, I believe, Paul Henare.
Darnell Mee, great steal there. He leads the Wollongong side in steals.
Paul Paul Hanari having a little discussion with the referees and obviously does not like the call. Substitute coming into the game, but that's a good sub. Get Paul Hanari off the court. A bit too temperamental right now. And into the game comes the young point guard, Lindsay Tate. Good sub, Brendan?
He's impressed me over the last few weeks, Lindsay. Brings in a little bit of fire and energy. Darnell Mee looked to use him in the base, and that's exactly what he was trying to do. Darnell Mee saw that he had the smaller opponent on him, Lindsay Tate, looked to post him up inside straight away.
9 minutes left to go in the first half. Pero Cameron, Paul Hanari both on the bench. Winatana, Inosa, and Ben Knight. Ben Knight is sort of the hawk that's flying highest. He's 7 of 10 on shooting, 15 points. Knight very, very familiar with New Zealand basketball. Played for the St. Lawrence Saints last year. Super Sav.
It was a tough pass for Phil to Mike Chappell. The pass was never really on. Great steal from Seville. Finishes off with a dunk.
Mike Chappell has his shot blocked by Saville. That shows you the value of the man. Nice little pass to Ben Knight, little fake, and it's there, and the Hawks are flying. Punishing the Breakers. Timeout taken with 8:15 left to play in the first half. And the Hawks have ripped into an 11-point lead, 40-29. Down by 11. They were down by 6 at the end of the first 12 minutes of play, 28-22. And suddenly, very suddenly, within a minute and a half, the Hawks have swooped into an 11-point lead. Breakers ball. And they almost throw it away on the inbounds pass. Little misunderstanding, but Boucher manages to pick it up. Now, Glenn Saville marking Mike Chappell. Saville, you can see the class of the man underneath. Lindsay Tate, good put up and 2 points.
Great basket, great pass from Blake Trislove again. He did it earlier on and found Mike Chappell. That time he found Lindsay Tate. Nice.
Mueller back in the game for the Hawks, looking inside at Darnell Mee, who's called for a charge, and he does not like the call one bit.
It's interesting, they're looking to isolate Darnell Mee in the post. They see a mismatch there with Lindsay Tate. Coach Joyce is concentrating on that.
Well, it's a good test for Lindsay Tate. Mee's got about 5 or 6 centimeters on him, and certainly many years of experience. Inside, Aaron Olsen, nice pay.
Great move by Aaron. Went straight to the hole, caught the ball with a jump stop, drop step with his left foot. Nice, easy right-hand layup.
40-33, 4-point run brings the Breakers back to within 7. Ben Knight outside, misses it, and Saville gets the rebound. Offensive board goes the Hawks' way. And so, with 7:14 left to play in the first half, the Hawks now want to talk things over. Darnell Mee does not look a happy chappy.
Interesting timeout called by Coach Joyce. Breakers came out, they scored 4 quick baskets.
Most recently on the 28th of November, when they hung on to win a 93-89 ball game here, they were 23 points ahead, and the Breakers roared back at them in the last quarter, made a ball game of it. Mueller muscles it up and gets an easy 2.
Great play by the Wollongong Hawks. They moved it right around the outside until they got Mueller. He had Blake on his back, found him inside. Nice seal by Mueller, finished off with a nice 2 points.
Well, the ball was knocked back over halfway by Damon Lowry. That's why Tate was able to pick it up. Chappell kicks it out to Blake Truslove, who knocks it down. Good shooting.
Nice shot from Blake there.
That's ice in your elbow type of shooting. You either make that baby, or you're embarrassed, humbled by missing it. Truslove was up to it. 42-35. Mee launches one. Truslove gets the rebound. Tate, one-on-one against Lowry. Has to pull out of the drive. Underneath, Tate against Lowry. Mismatch, and the ball is stolen.
Great steal from Ben Knight there.
When you're under the basket, you bring the ball down around your waist height. Anybody can pick your pocket. That's what happened. 2 offensive boards. The Breakers really having problems on off their defensive board, Brendan Pongia.
Can't let the Wollongong Hawks get a second shot. They're getting a second shot again, and again. We have to put the Breakers have to put a body on the Wollongong players. Body first, rebound after.
Absolutely right. It's one of the most basic parts of basketball, protecting your defensive board. Now the Breakers have let the Hawks inside several times, and they're being punished for it. Most notably right now by Glenn Saville, who makes the first, makes the second, and it's a 9-point lead, 44-35. 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. Chappelle, little fake, blows to the basket, misses the layup. Intimidated by Mueller on that shot, misses it, so the Hawks. Darnell Meade gives it away. Pretty ragged basketball the last couple of times up the court for both teams.
Breakers need to settle down here, run a play.
Chappelle and Meade muscling it underneath. Lindsay Tate gets a nice pass underneath and scores 2 more.
Not a great offense, but Blake found the open man. Lindsay scores an easy 2 points underneath.
The Breakers would dearly love a defensive stop right now. Saville takes steps, there was no call. And instead, Chappelle picks up a foul.
That was a tough call on Mike. Glenn Saville threw a fake. Glenn Saville throws a fake, he had nowhere to go. He looked like he walked. Initiated the contact with Mike. Fell over. I wouldn't have called that foul.
Well, Saville a bit lucky there, I think. Never mind, he's on the line to shoot the 2, and Paul Hanare, after a couple of minutes out of the ball game, replaces Lindsay Tate. He's got a bit of a spark plug since he's been in there. He's on 4 points. Chappelle leads the Breakers with 11. Jones has 9. And Glenn Saville starting to count him up here for the Hawks. He's got 9, but Ben Knight leads all scorers with 15. Saville's total goes to 10, 46-37, 9-point spread. The Breakers struggling to keep it under 10 here. Chappelle back to Boucher, back to Chappelle. 10 on the shot clock. Aaron Olsen passing it around the perimeter. Boucher drives, puts it over Mueller.
Great drive from Dylan. Big Mueller come across to try and block him. Dylan straight off the glass for 2. Nice basket.
Pylon back in the ball game, finds me underneath, who just blows it. Looks at the ref as though to ask where was the call. There was no call. The Breakers come away with the ball, 46-39, 7-point spread. Everybody now seeming to look for Chappelle. Chappelle comes through with a baseline 2.
He was bound to make one, Bob. He missed his last 2. That was a great pass from Dylan Boucher.
So Mike Chappelle now with 13. Inside, Mueller. It's going to be, got a foul called against, I think it's Chappelle, I believe. Or was it Truslow?
Mueller, me looks for Mueller, he's got him on his back. Blake Truslove goes straight up, and he did hit him on the wrist.
Yeah, well, Truslove, he's on 2. We got 3 other players for the Breakers on 2. Chappelle, Jones, and Olsen. And 2 players on 2 fouls for the Hawks. Campbell and number 52, Mueller. And once again, an offensive board off a free throw, an absolute no-no. Weak side pushing against Pylon. Troy Pylon pushing off.
The good thing about that, Bob, Paul Hanari put a body on Poland. He's smaller than him, so Poland had to jump over his back. We box out first, go get the rebound, otherwise they have to jump over your back.
Well, it paid off there. 47-41. Breakers is coming back. Down by 6. They were down by 11. Cameron at the top gives it up to Chappelle. Double team, gets his own rebound, puts it up, this time it's in, and Chappelle goes to 15. Kaporn fires up a quick 3 and doesn't get it, but Matt Campbell ends up with yet another offensive board.
That's the call of the first half, Bob. Offensive rebounding by the Wollongong side. They're absolutely dominating us.
It's tough to win when a team is getting 2-3 times opportunities to shoot the ball every time up the floor. Not every time, but it's certainly a significant number. Shot clock goes off, but it's after the shot was launched, which didn't go in, and it's a 4-point spread to the Hawks. Breakers seem to be coming back into the ball game with 2:22 left to play in the first half. Capacity crowd, well over 4,000 people here on the edge of their seats. Final home game of the 2003-2004 season. Cameron pushes it to the hoop. Offensive board. Now the shot went up. The second one was off the rebound, and the shot clock was never reset. It'll be Breakers' ball out of bounds. Would have to be.
Breakers' ball again, Bobby. That's correct. The ball did hit the ring, so it is a reset.
The ball hit the ring.
Listen to the wisdom.
All right. Then they took a rebound, and then there was another shot, and then they got possession.
Why was the whistle blown?
Because they ended up with possession, and
yeah, but the whistle goes off after the ball's hit the ring, so it should. Yes, that's white ball.
Well, Brendan, I flatly, absolutely disagree with that call.
I think what he was saying was when the ball had come off the ring, the Breakers had the opportunity to get the rebound. They didn't get it. They had a hand on it to get it. And Wollongong did get it back, so who knows, Bob? White got the ball anyway.
Well, that's right. And that's good interpretation. Thank you very much, Brendan. And once again, the Hawks struggling. Winnetana with a ripper.
That was a great pass from Mike Chappelle. Hold Winnetana, one of the quickest guys on the court. Great finish.
Look, if you haven't seen a Breakers game, you ought to be here now. Everybody was on their feet, and now 4,000 people stand up and applaud the Breakers, who've come back into the ball game. It's a 47-45 lead, and the Wollongong Hawks call a timeout with 1 minute, 29 seconds to play in half number 1. Here's what all the excitement was about. The Breakers polish off a fast break and grand style. Watch it.
Started off as a volleyball game. Phil Jones passes to Mike Chappelle. Mike Chappelle across the pole to Winnetana. That's great running the lanes.
Oh yes, the Breakers are back, down by 2. And it's just a great atmosphere here. If you haven't seen them play this year, you've missed something. The Breakers at the North Shore Event Center. Still with a chance, a shot at a playoff spot. Timeout, Brendan Joyce trying to rally his troops, trying to calm them down. They have just given up an 11-point lead. The Breakers have come straight back into the ballgame.
Frank Arcega, I'm calling him Frank Chappelle. Frank Arcega will be happy with that last few minutes. He'll be happy to go in the half 47-all, or even with the scores now at 47-45. Great last 3 minutes from the Breakers.
Long way to go, 1 minute 29 seconds, probably 3 possessions each team. Possibly 10, 12 points still left in this first half. Darnell Mee loses the possession, gets it back. No shot was taken, so on the shot clock, 4 seconds, and he throws air, and they say Paul Hanare fouled him. Mee goes to the free throw line.
Darnell Mee realises he has the mismatch with Paul Henare, so he's taking him to the hole, backing him down. He's got the height advantage, so he'll look to shoot over Paul Henare.
Well, Paul Henare stuck straight with him there, hands moving like machetes. Seemed to upset Mee a wee bit. And the crowd, Darnell Mee, 32 years old, ex-Denver Nuggets, staring at the gold zone. Goes a little woozy, a little confidence wobble there, but he makes the second one. And now a three-point spread, 48-45. 1 minute, 12 seconds to go in the first half. Inosa back in the ball game for the Breakers. He's on 2. He's been out a long time in the first half due to foul trouble. Phil Jones, 7 seconds on the shot clock, has to give it up. Winatana drives, puts up the layup. It's on the floor. He gets it back. 45 seconds to play in the first half. Sheer guts and hustle from Pauta Winatana gives the Breakers another chance. Chappelle inside to Inosa, backing in against Saville. Winatana can't put it down, and Saville gets the rebound. Tough play from Glenn Saville. 28 seconds to play. Knight faces up to Chappelle. Fadeaway jump shot, he's got it. Great shooting from Ben Knight, gives him a 5-point spread with 15 seconds to play. Henare trying to find somebody open underneath. Jones comes off a pick, blast to the hoop, and he's going to be... The basket is set to go in. Jones was fouled way outside, way away from the basket, in my understanding, but he followed through, and the referee signaled the 2 points to be good, and he's going to get the free throw. He comes off the pick. Now watch this. He's fouled right there. Continuation of play. The ball goes in. That's 2 points. Phil Jones on the line to collect the third point. With 3.3 seconds left to play in the first half. And a capacity crowd loving it. Jones with 11 points. Chappelle with 15. He's got the 3. 3.3 seconds. Ball goes over halfway. Pylon. Ball is stolen. We got a pushing foul right at the hooter against Paul Henare. The Breakers gave up a long pass. Pylon was able to take one bounce, make the pass back into the lane, and Paul Henare, as you will see, is going to be called for a foul. Heads up play. Whack. Saville was there. Henare pushes him, and now the old master, well, not old, 27 years old, but tons of experience, pushes the lead to 3, possibly 4 with this free throw. And 6/10 of a second remain to play. One pass in. Clock starts as soon as somebody inbounds touches it, so the long desperation shot does not drop, and it's a 4-point spread. 52-48 at halftime. We'll go down courtside with Brendan Pongia.
First of all, Ben, great first half for yourself.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I've been shooting the ball pretty well lately. Got some open looks and hit them down.
Let's talk about that second quarter. You're up by 11 points. The Breakers came back at you. Now you're only up by 2.
Yeah, I mean, look at this place. It's going off. You know, it's a last home game. Got a lot of pride here. They've been playing with the second half of the season. So, you know, they're always going to come back here. We've just got to focus at the half and come out strong again the second.
Coach Joyce didn't look like he was too happy. He called a few timeouts there. You came out in the court. You didn't do what he wanted to do. Had to go back in. What did he say to you?
Yeah, he just said, you know, we've got to keep getting the ball inside and shut down the main players. Sometimes we're giving Chappelle and Phil some of these open looks, and that, you know, they're going to knock them down, especially at home, get the crowd going. They're going to make runs at us, so we've got to stay tough and not give anything easy up.
Well, good luck in the second half, Benny.
Thank you.
Yes, Ben Knight acknowledging the ferocity of the Breakers home fans. They lead the Breakers, the Hawks 52, the Breakers 48. When we come back, let's have a look at the first half.
hard time believing I eat at McDonald's. Well, why wouldn't I? We've really changed things around here.
Introducing McDonald's new Salads Plus menu. Try our new smoked chicken fold-over with grilled onions and smoked chicken breasts in a herb flatbread. Plus, you've got to try our new mouth-watering yogurt berry crunch.
So come out to McDonald's and try the new Salads Plus menu.
The Lord of the Rings, battle games in Middle-earth. Relive the battles and adventures of the Fellowship with this tabletop strategy game. Collect and paint the characters. Learn how to model the landscapes and recreate the battle scenes. Start now with your first information pack gaming guide. 4 paints, a paintbrush and 12 goblin warriors. Lord of the Rings, battle games in Middle-earth.
At newsagents now for $5.95.
Need help with your car? Midas, we do it all.
Got a call out of the blue from my old friend Lou. My kitchen looks horrific. Ajax Orange Force will fix it. Orange Force is a breeze. It cuts through stubborn grease. Thank you. The Orange Force Ajax Spray and Wipe.
I'm going to write some words on the board and I want you to copy them down. You're going to write a story about bones. You're going to write down some key words that you need for bones. And you couldn't write a story without your finger, so you need to include that in your story.
Now, there's only one way to tackle, boys. Round the ankles. Does it every time. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Rebel Sports Super 12. It's a whole new ball game.
Bro, just want to hold that for me. Sure, bro.
Sharpen up. Left plus.
Sexy world. You and me. Cheek to cheek. Night by night. Kiss by kiss. Always dreaming of this world. Sexy world.
Welcome back to the North Shore Event Centre. I wish you could be here just to soak up the atmosphere. It's electric here. The fans are having a fantastic time, and it is one hell of a close ball game. The Hawks leading the Breakers 52-48. Standing by with Brendan Pong here is one of the most famous chauffeurs on New Zealand television, not to mention a bit of a Hollywood star too. It's Anthony Ray Parker.
Thank you, Dennis. Yes, we're with the Matrix star. I'm going to call him Dozer. Now, Anthony, it's great to see you at the basketball. I know you've done my job before. How's this with the Breakers?
Oh, fantastic. I have to admit, this is my first Breaker game, but I am loving it. I truly am. I love the physicality of the game, and I love seeing the big fella, Peril Cameron, doing what he does best, which is run the show.
So what have you been doing with yourself? We haven't seen you around for a while.
I've gone stealth, Brendan, gone stealth. No, I've been spending a lot of quality time with my family, my kids, and real close friends. Been giving Suzanne Paul a great deal of support. Yeah.
Have you been following these Breakers on television over the last few weeks?
But I have. I've been reading the print mostly. Okay, I've had time to read the paper, and I've gone down with them during the lows, and I've risen with them when with the acquiring of Mike Chappelle. Now the question is it Chappelle or is it Chappell?
Chappelle.
There you go. Okay, well, there you go.
Now, give me a prediction. It's a big game tonight. The Breakers have got the chance to make 8th spot and get into the playoffs, whereas the Wollongong side, they're looking to be at the top of the table. Who's your pick tonight?
Well, we look at the score at halftime here, and we see the Breakers are looking great. This team, from what I understand, is in second place. Man, we're looking good. It should be a great finish. I'm not going to give a prediction. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to hang myself out on a limb like that. But I think we're going to do well.
You go back and enjoy the rest of the game and go the Breakers.
Thanks, like, good to see you. It's good to see you on this side of the camera. You look great.
Anthony Ray Parker sitting on the fence, won't make a prediction, but very confident in the Breakers' abilities tonight. Well, one player that's had an outstanding game for the Hawks, he has also had a stint for the Saints in Wellington, is Ben Knight. He's on 17 points.
Well, Ben Knight, isn't he playing a great game? 17 points already tonight. You see the number of games he's played in the NBL, 197, very, very experienced, and he was a key cog in the St. Lawrence Saints victory in the NBL last year. But Knight is the kind of player, he's got so much class. Nice little fadeaway jump shots, baseline, in the paint, and he can mix it up inside. He's sitting on 17 points. He's shooting 67%. 1 of 2 from free throws and 4 rebounds. He's a key machine for the Hawks.
Yes, well, if Ben Knight is putting them away for the Hawks, the man on the Breakers side that is putting them away for the Breakers has to be the Marvin Gaye of basketball, the smoothest man, Mr. Consistency, Mike Wing Chappelle with 15 points.
Oh, Dennis, I like it. The Marvin Gaye, he's got moves like Marvin Gaye sings. This guy is smooth as silk. Mike Chappelle has passed 55 games in the NBL, about half of them for the Breakers now, and he's the future of the Breakers because he's just signed a 2-year contract. Brendan Pongya, Chappelle, the Gazelle, is worth his weight in gold.
He is, and like I said during the first half, his first step, there he is. He just knows how to find his way to the basket. He knows how to score. Great three-point shot there. And a great block. Don't come into my house. Another drive. Great regather, scores the easy basket.
Yes, well, in the first game he remained scoreless. In the second game, not a bad score, but in this game he's having an outstanding performance. Who am I talking about? The Reefton kid, Phil Jones.
Indeed, Dennis. Phil Jones, 31 games now in the NBL. This guy has played all around the world, and what a great tournament he had at the World Championships. He's sitting on 12 points tonight. His average is just over 14 for the season. He's shooting 44%. He's got to have a big second half, Brendan.
But we know what Phil Jones is capable of. He can score 20 to 30 points in a quarter. We've seen him do it before.
One of the crowd favorites, a Reefton kid, Phil Jones.
Can you feel it? It is absolute excitement here at the North Shore Event Centre. This is by far the most amazing Breakers game we have ever had. They're trailing the Wollongong Hawks at the moment 52 to 48, but as we know in basketball that's nothing, and when we come back it's the third quarter.
That's me and my new notebook computer. I have to have one. I flexi-rented it so I could get the model I really needed. And I can update it when the next big thing comes along. Flexi-rent, I think it's fantastic.
Look at this, my new computer, my new way of submitting proposals. I just add a few digital pictures from previous jobs to sell the dream and print out photo quality copies. Cool, eh? Yeah, of course, I flexi-rented it.
More and more people are flexi-renting. With technology moving so fast, it makes sense. Ask anyone at your nearest Harvey Norman computer store.
All right, chaps, things are getting a bit crowded in here, so we all need to muck in with some good hard work and make more space.
Hard work and make more space and blah, 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 and... what about versatile buildings? They do garages, cottages, homes, even farm buildings. They make it easy.
Yeah, glad I thought of it. Versatile it is. Versatile buildings. Making buildings easy. Well, that should last us.
About 5,000 years.
Yeah.
On the run? Cheers! Omega-3's good for your heart. Heart-wise with Omega-3 is low in fat too, with a full milk taste you love.
My name is John Rice.
Earlier this morning, I had a very good meeting. One I was preparing for on the way over. Of course, the evening before, after a nice dinner, I had a good night's sleep. An ordinary day, except that my day started 7,000 kilometers away. How your day ends depends on how it begins.
The sightings have been confirmed. Their mission of national importance. Only they can uncover the information. They are the two who truly know what is out there. Knowledge is power. Know your game. Live and exclusive. Friday Night Football from 6:30 on the Rugby Channel and 7 on Sky Sport 1. This is no ordinary show.
The Rugby Channel presents Classic Tests.
Welcome back to the North Shore Event Centre. The Wollongong Hawks leading 52-48 over the Breakers. Well, earlier on we heard from Ben Knight on the Hawks' perspective of the first half, and now it's time to talk to Paul Hannity for the Breakers on his take of the first half.
First of all, Paul, slow first half. They got a lot of penetration inside the paint, easy two-point baskets.
Yeah, we've just got to get back, especially in transition defence. They've been pushing it at us, so we've just got to hurry up, and after our missed shot and rebound, we've just got to get back on D and try and clog up the lane a little bit better.
They dominated on the offensive boards. What did Frank say at the half-time?
That was the final point he said to us before we came out. He said, we've got to box out and get our rebounds, and that's probably what's keeping them in the game.
Any other areas he asked you to work on?
Just to forget about the referees. They're not doing us any favours, so we've just got to try and block them out and just try and play.
Ben Knight looked tough in the first half. He's a player you'll have to watch in the second half.
Definitely. He's hitting some tough turnaround jump shots, but, you know, if he's hitting them with a hand in his face, then that's all we can do. But hopefully when he misses, we can just pull in the rebounds.
Well, good luck in the second half, Paul.
Cheers, Paul.
Andre Adams, another cricketer watching the Breakers here. But, Brendan, if we look at some of the stats here, we're only about a minute away from the final 24 minutes of the home season for the Breakers. I think the biggest thing is free throws. The Breakers are shooting 7 of 9, but they fouled the Hawks so many times. They've made 15 of 20. Shooting percentage-wise, the Breakers are out shooting them 48%, 43%. Both teams have scored 3 3-pointers. So it comes down to, I think, who's fouling the most and who's scoring from that free throw line. And at this stage, it's Hawks.
Yeah, definitely, Bob. But also, another key area is the offensive rebound. The Wollongong side have 10 offensive rebounds. You just can't afford to have that in a basketball game. They're easy baskets to be picked up, all because somebody doesn't put a body on somebody.
It's as basic as that, fans. Boxing out on defense, don't give up that second shot, and the Hawks have had plenty of opportunities, and even when they haven't made the putback, they've been sent to the free throw line because the Breakers have fouled, desperately trying to get their hands on the ball. But we've got an intriguing 24 minutes of basketball left to play. There's only 4 points separating these teams, and now my statistical analysis comes into play. Do you know, Brendan Pongia, that the Hawks have faltered over the season? Their average in the second half is not particularly good. In 2 respects, they score less in the third and fourth quarters than they do in periods number 1 and 2, so maybe they've blown themselves out. And secondly, they have a habit of giving up big leads. Teams come back at them late in the third period and in the fourth, as last week the Adelaide 36ers did, recovered from a 29-point deficit, so all is not lost. Not high enough.
Very good
It's a bit like Dennis Katsano's positive permutations, I think.
Taught in the first few minutes of this third quarter for the Breakers to really get some easy baskets inside. Well, just settle down and run a good offense. That's a great pass from Dylan there, picked off there.
These are key minutes. These first 2 or 3 minutes are key minutes for the Breakers, because so often they've come out dozy, half asleep, and a team makes a 7, 8, 9 point run on them before they wake up. They can't afford to give that up to the Hawks. Not if they're going to still have a shot at that playoff spot. Good block from Enosa, and Campbell grabs hold of Enosa, no call, and the Breakers come up with the ball.
Great help from Enosa there. Phil Jones got beaten on the baseline. Yona come across, nice block shot.
So the Breakers start with a turnover, and then they come back and get the rebound off a missed shot. Jones inside, nice pass to Enosa, threads the needle with it.
Great move from Phil Jones. Went to the hole, drew the man across, dropped it off to Yona. Great finish from a Yona inside.
Okay, the Breakers score first in the third period to cut the lead to 4. 2 points separating these teams. Mueller goes to the hoop and throws air.
It's good play from Portlanari. Run a good offense. Plenty of time, 30 seconds.
Yeah, they want to make sure they use up the time, and reaching in is Darnell Mee. As Chappelle comes past him, Mee reaches in trying to make the steal, and Mee will go to 3 fouls.
Key foul for Darnell Mee. He wouldn't want to pick up too many more.
Brent Boucher, Dylan Boucher misses the 3. Now watch underneath. Mueller going against Enosa. A couple of big bodies. Very physical under there. And a nice shot from Glenn Saville. Super save.
Nice move from Glenn Saville. Crossed over Mike Chappelle. Straight up. Nice 2 points. Hand in his face.
+4,000 fans, Rabbit fans, Breaker fans watching the last game, the penultimate game of the season for the Breakers, and Chappelle puts it down.
Too quick for Ben Knight there, drives straight through the middle of the hole, nice little finger roll.
Oh, he's a joy to watch. Enosa gets his hand to the ball.
That's what wins basketball games, is good defense.
Well, we've seen over the last 3 or 4 games, Enosa has just been a defensive giant. The hustle, the guts from the big guy is just completely admirable. Henry gets the ball, gets it baseline. 4 seconds on the shot clock to 3. Doesn't go down, but an offensive board. No, it didn't hit the ring, so it didn't count as a shot. The shot clock keeps running. Time expires, and the ball goes over to the Hawks.
Positive coming out of this into this third quarter, Bob. The Breakers look better than they have all year.
Well, they've come out of the locker room awake. 54-52. Saville going against Chappelle, muscling underneath, kicks it outside. Ball working around the perimeter. Jones. It's going to be called now. A foul against Campbell. Campbell getting a little frustrated because Jones is all over him.
Campbell was looking for the foul earlier. Finally got it on the second one. Campbell's squaring up here. Phil's got a hand on him, on his hip. Yeah, that's a good call.
Jones merely expressing the admiration, the close, abiding admiration he has for Matt Campbell as a player. Mee, baseline, spins. Throws it into a wall of Breakers, so it's still the Hawks' ball. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Ben Knight comes off a double pick. 3 is a bird.
Bad communication there defensively by the Breakers.
Boucher looked like a ball in a pinball machine there, bouncing off bodies. Unfortunately, the scoreboard wasn't lighting up as he went to the hoop.
Nice pass to Dylan. Dylan drives the hole. Initiated the foul earlier on Ben Knight. It'll be a side ball.
Ask Dylan what it feels like to be the meat in the sandwich. Careening down the lane, bloody nose lane.
Oh, don't call it bloody nose lane.
We've had enough of that one, all right? We'll call it the no-go zone. Boucher with his first free throw, in and out. Can't connect. 4-point spread, just as there was at the end of 24 minutes. 8:25 left to play in the third period. Second free throw.
Interesting, Perry Cameron coming into the game. I know Perry's been sick all week, but it's important that he gets himself into the game.
Well, Perro's got to deliver. He's such a pro. If he does, it's going to be in the second half. He had 1 point in the first half. Truslove is called for the foul. Dinch knocked to the floor after the shot. He didn't make it. He's on the free throw line to shoot two. And
that's interesting, Bob. Dinch here. I thought Dinch lifted his pivot foot. Oh no, he kept his pivot foot down. It was a great reverse move on the baseline. Blake getting caught on the hip.
Well, Dinch makes the first of the two. Axel Dinch shoots 72% usually from the free throw line. Makes one of two. Bit of honesty from the big guy, and Truslove gives it up. Tate breaks the press into the corner. And the Breakers have to bring it high again and start all over. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cameron, baseline, little fadeaway jumper, finds it.
That's what we want to see from Perry Cameron. We'll get a lot of confidence from that Perro. It's his first basket he's made in the game.
But he's a big game player. No bigger game than the second half in this one. And Ben Knight starts the second half like he did the first with a ripper. Ben Knight with 21 points, leading all scorers in the ball game. What a great game he's playing. He'll be back with the St. Lawrence Saints in the New Zealand NBL. Chappelle misses a three, and Truslove gets a rebound, goes to the hoop and gets a two.
Great offensive rebound from Blake. Drove to the hole strongly. He looked to initiate the foul. He didn't get anything, but he scored the 2 points.
Breakers back to within two, 59-57. Just over 7 minutes to play. Down by 4 at halftime. Phil Jones is fouled by Saville.
Great play from Phil there. Phil went for the ball. He knew Saville was coming across and drew the foul on him.
Troy, yep, Saville, after he shot, pursues the rebound. He couldn't control himself, knocks Jones out of bounds, so Saville picks up foul number 1. A little surprised, 1 foul on Glenn Saville. What a player. Just a great all-around player, offensively, defensively, leadership-wise. Kind of player every team needs about 4 of. Perro kicks the ball out to Truslove from the corner just as the shot clock expires. Desperation shot.
That was tough. I thought Perro had him on his back. I thought he was going to score there. He looked for the pass out to Blake on the three-point line. That's not the guy you want shooting the three-point shot.
Little hook shot inside was what I thought we were going to see. 2-point spread. Tylon muscles his way inside, loses the ball, picks it up, and knocks down a good 2. You've got to say this guy gives his all. Tylon, very, very workmanlike. Not flashy, but physically quite intimidating. Steal, Damon Lowry takes it off Terrell Cameron and gets a runaway 2. The Breakers now making a couple of mistakes. They're in a bit of trouble. They've got to settle things down, Brendan.
Yeah, they do have to settle things down. Lindsay's got to take control at the point. He's the general. He tells them what offense they're in. Here's Mike Chappelle.
Chappelle goes one-on-one against Saville. Saville commits the foul well before the shot, so no free throws.
I called it here, okay?
Yeah, he called the foul earlier, the referee was saying, so it's Breakers ball under the basket.
2 fresh bodies into the game, 2 new troops for the Breakers. Pauda Winatana comes in, and Aaron Olson, number 22, inbounding the ball for the Breakers. Now there's 24 seconds on the shot clock. Compliments of the foul against Saville that reset the shot clock. So the Breakers have plenty of time to work free for a good shot, a good look. 63-57, 6-point spread. And they don't want the Hawks to get any further ahead than what they are right now. Long way back, even from 6 points.
The Hawks are playing very good defense.
Lindsay Tate makes a couple of moves, couple of fakes, and knocks down a 2. He just beat Lowry 2 or 3 different ways that time. Knight gives it up. Darnell Mee, nice balance, and the shot rolls around and drops through. Lady Luck smiles on Darnell Mee.
Tough shot for Darnell, off balance.
Lindsay Tate couldn't put it down, but Paola Winatana gets the putback off an offensive board.
Lindsay Tate's getting plenty of penetration at the top of the key. He knows it. Ben Knight to the baseline. Great pass to Pylon. Great pass.
Wasn't that great control on the part of Ben Knight? He saw he was too far under the basket. He couldn't have gotten up a good shot. Looked inside, discovered Pylon, who made the easiest of 2. Good understanding, and outside Pylon is called for holding against Mike Chappelle. Now, Brendan, you'd have to say Chappelle is so good one-on-one. Like to see them play a little NBA-style basketball. Give Chappelle and everybody clear out. Give him a half a court to work in.
Well, Mike's very unselfish, and when he's got a player like Pylon on him, I think he can take him one-on-one any time of the week.
But they're going to make life difficult for Mike Chappelle. They'll put bodies on him, they'll chop and hack, they'll do whatever they can to make him shoot honest shots. And if they foul out a couple of players doing it, I don't think they'll mind. Chappelle already with 17 points, 7 of 13 shooting, 2 of 3 from the three-point line.
I think it's important that Mike takes control of this game over there, especially with 4 minutes to go in this quarter and the fourth quarter to come. It's important that players like Chappelle, Pierre Cameron, Pierre still looks a little bit sick to me.
He doesn't look 100%, you're absolutely right. But he's the kind of player can have a burst of 6 good minutes, score a couple of threes, a couple of big rebounds. But the Breakers have a lot of work to do to stay close, and in fact, get within 2, perhaps even take the lead again into that fourth period. Little hook shot from Dench. That's classy play from the big guy. Six-point spread still to the Wollongong Hawks. Chappelle gives it up to Truslov. Off the glass, he misses a shot. Ball's knocked out of bounds by the Breakers, goes over to the Hawks.
A little bit rushed on that, Blake. He had plenty of time. He sort of rushed the shot.
Now Lindsay Tate marking Darnell Mee. Mee would love to go one-on-one. He's trying to get a little room to do it, but couldn't. Dench. Blocked by Mike Chappelle. Great defense. And now the Breakers go to work at the offensive end. 3.5 minutes to play in the third period. Chappelle slashes inside, gives it to Paola Winatana. Just doesn't drop. And Campbell pulls down a big board. And at the other end, Knight just saw he was clear, and he took the pass over Tate's head, laid it in, and Tate fouls him.
Yeah, Tate got caught defensively there. He turned his head, easy basket underneath.
We got a timeout taken with 3:25 left to play in the third period. Frank Arcego needs to talk things over as the Breakers have slumped to a 71-63 deficit.
Especially their first debut game going into this National League.
Well, we could say that first up win put them where they are now, still with a chance to make that eighth spot.
Well, we could, Bob.
Everything has been a first for the Breakers this season. Their inaugural year in the NBL. What a great season it's been. Pretty solid, I'd say. 12 wins, 19 losses, and still in the penultimate week here, looking at a shot, a playoff spot. Knight converts a 3-point lead, and now it's a 9-point lead. 72-63. The Breakers have got the work cut out for them. The Hawks showing just why they're in second place in this league. absolutely relentless offensively and tireless on defense. Hennady gives it off to Truslov. The ball is blocked by Campbell, who's called for a foul.
That was a bit of offense from the Breakers. They moved the ball around, got an easy penetration from Paul Hennady, dropped off to Truslov, fouled for the easy 2 points.
It's interesting, every time they take a timeout, the Breakers seem to come back on the court with a little more composure and go back to their patterned offense. And then under pressure, they seem to go a little bit off key. And that is time for another timeout. Truslov misses the first, the front end, the second one coming. He's got it.
Real important 3 minutes here, Bob, especially for the Breakers to chip away at that score.
2:57, just under 3 minutes to play. Dench from the three-point line. We've talked about him being a very confident three-point shooter, and Chappelle, with Glenn Saville on his back, knocks the ball out of bounds. So it will be the Hawks to inbound the ball, and the shot clock is reset at 24. Substitution, Damon Lowry replacing Darnell Mee. That's the long of it going out, and the short of it, you see him. Lowry, a little energetic defensive specialist, but he can score as well. You're talking about somebody running an offense. Lowry does it as well as anybody in the league, I think.
Well, the point guard is the general. He's the coach's eyes on the court. So it's important that he takes control of the game.
Tons of balance, experience in this team, the Wollongong Hawks. 9 of the last 12 years they've been in the playoffs. Ben Knight misses a shot. Chappelle gets a big board. And the Breakers 8 points in chasing here with 2:27 left in the third period. Aaron Olson with 4 points following his 27 last week. Chappelle from the corner.
Nice screen from Dylan Boucher to get Chappelle open. Screen Saville. Chappelle went with his left-hand side. Nice, easy 2 points.
Well, that puts Chappelle on 21. Phil Jones on 12 for the Breakers. Dench backing in against Truslov. That right-handed hook. Oh, that's a tough shot to block.
Blake's got to put a body on him earlier. He's made 2 in a row on Blake.
Hennady comes high. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Aaron Olson drops it.
And a great shot from Aaron Olson. Paul Hennady saw him. A great steal from Aaron again. Just need to control it.
Underneath, Boucher. Inside, Truslov puts it up and it just can't find it. Chappelle gets it outside. Breakers hustling here, getting a few steals. Boucher in the lane, loses the ball on the dribble. It's on the floor, and Olson picks it up again. Truslov this time doesn't go. And the Breakers just couldn't convert just when they needed it most. 74-69. Lowry, coast to coast, and nets it. Punishes the Breakers for their failure to score at the other end.
Coast to coast, straight down the middle, easy layup.
Breakers now chasing that lead, trying to track the Hawks down here. Hennady gives it up, gets it right back. Pass to Truslov, goes astray. Here's Saville. Nice pass back to Ben Knight.
Will grab him on the pass.
Chappelle grabs Saville.
Go back the court.
So Chappelle now goes to 3 fouls, I believe, and it's before the shot.
Paul Hennady. Ben Knight got a hand on that. Just easy mistakes down the stretch. We've lost 3 times down there. We never scored.
Well, that's right, Brendan. When the pressure goes on, the shot's got to go in. The Breakers have got to score. All the defensive hustle in the world is admirable. But if you can't counter that or make the shots off those steals and turnovers, you're still looking at a deficit. as the Breakers are now 7 points behind, 16.8 seconds to play in period number 3. A shot wasn't taken on that last foul, so possession still with the Wollongong Hawks. There's 16.8 seconds left in period 3. Certainly they're going to run a pattern on this inbounds play.
Important the Breakers hold the Wollongong side out, especially for this play. We can get a steal, get down there and score a basket. Down by 5 at the end of the third.
Now everyone knows there's going to be a couple of picks set somewhere, blind side, usually. Where are they going to come from?
That was his first foul. That was him, yeah. That was him first, then Dylan.
I guarantee they'll be looking for Ben Knight on this play, the hot hands.
Ben Knight or Campbell, I would say. They wouldn't mind giving Campbell a go. So here comes Knight. He's guarded. Campbell gets it. 13 seconds. And clock running down. Clock and shot clock, game clock, shot clock the same. 5 seconds. Lowry makes his move, goes left, kicks it out. Dench with the 3, can't get it. And the Breakers get the rebound at the end of the third period. And it's a 76-69 ball game with 12 minutes to play.
Rebel Sport is counting down.
The Hawks have won 2 games already. They blew the Breakers away back in October, 108-73, but had a real tough time here in November, late November, when they survived a Breakers comeback to win 93-89. Well, here we go, 7-point spread. You'd have to say anybody's ball game. Enosa refuses to let Dench go baseline and picks up another foul.
It was a tough call on Yona. He needs to move his feet. He grabbed Axel there. Axel drove round on him on the baseline. Can't afford to give easy fouls like that away.
Now inbound play goes to Dench in the corner. Campbell's been very quiet. 5 points. He's a 3-point expert.
Bob, you spoke too early.
I don't know, why do I have to bring that sort of thing up? Enough said about Campbell, but it was a good shot. 79-69, 10-point spread. Boucher gives it to Enosa, who puts the 2 in. Nice pass from Dylan Boucher.
Great penetration from Dylan, through the defense across, dropped off to Enosa. Easy 2 points. You can't afford to give open 3-point shots.
Now the Breakers will be aware of that. Man